Moomoo just entered the Malaysian market, and from what I'm aware of at least, they are one of the first overseas brokers to get regulated here. And this isn't the first market in the region that they've entered. Over the last few years, they've also been in both Singapore and Hong Kong. So today, I'll give you guys a quick review of the Moomoo platform, but I'll also show you guys a step-by-step guide on how you can invest in both Malaysian and US stocks using the app. And I'll also go through the app to show you guys some of the cool features that you can use as well. But before we start, if you guys want to sign up for Moomoo to invest in both Malaysian and US stocks, you can use my link. I'll leave it down in the description below. They're also giving you guys some sign-up rewards just for signing up and depositing some money. These rewards will change over time, so I will update the description so you guys know what you need to do to achieve those rewards. Also, if you guys sign up now, you will get 180 days worth of free commission trading just for using the Moomoo app. Moving on to our quick review. So first of all, as usual, is Moomoo safe to use, and should we invest our hard-earned money using this platform? Well, obviously because I am making this video, but Moomoo is regulated and licensed by Securities Commission Malaysia, meaning in that sense they are safe to use. The next important thing that most people will ask is fees. What do we have to pay for using the Moomoo app? So in terms of fees, what we'll have to pay is for Malaysian stocks, there is a platform fee. It's flat, 3 ringgit per transaction, and we'll also pay a commission of 0.03% of the transaction value. For US stocks, there's also a platform fee that is flat at $1 per trade, and the commission is the same at 0.03%. However, like I said, they are running a promo right now, meaning for the first 180 days or the first 6 months that you sign up with Moomoo, we don't have to pay the commission of 0.03%. All we have to pay is the platform fee as well as any exchange or clearing fees that are being charged by the exchanges as well. But even without this promotion, I would say Moomoo is actually one of the cheaper options out there in terms of local brokerages, especially if you're someone who's trading with large size. 0.03% of your transaction value is one of the lowest rates in the market. Now, let's move on to the Moomoo platform itself. This to me is a breath of fresh air because Moomoo's user interface is really good, making it very easy to use, which is perfect for beginners. The platform itself is packed with a lot of information for us to do our research, but at the same time, it's actually quite simple for us to navigate. But I don't want to just talk over this. Let me show you guys my screen and I'll go through the Moomoo platform. I'll show you guys how you can make trades, how you can deposit, as well as I'll also show you guys some of the cool features that you can see within the Moomoo app itself. Alright, so I've got the Moomoo app up and running on my other phone here, and you guys can see that I have my watch list open. So these are just stocks that I'm watching right now. But let me just show you guys how you can invest in an ETF from the US. So I'll use this example here, VT. This is the Vanguard Total World Stock ETF. It is a very popular ETF, but hey, we're not here to talk about this right now. So how can we invest in this ETF? First of all, obviously you need to choose which stock or ETF you want to invest in. Once you're done, you've come to this page, and then you can click the trade button right at the bottom left and you'll see this. So for those of you guys who have used, standard brokers before this page should be very familiar to you. But if you're someone completely new to using a broker, then let me just run through this for you. So at the top here, you can see symbol, that is the stock or ETF that we're investing in. And then next we'll see order type. So order type, Moomoo is actually pretty great here. They have a lot of very advanced order types like limit if touch, market if touch, trading stop limit even, which not a lot of brokers have. But if you're a complete beginner, then I would say stick to limit order, which basically means you will want to buy this stock or ETF only at a certain price. So, the default is limit as well, which is pretty good. So then, like I said, you can input the price that you want to buy. So let's say I'm going to put this, I will only buy VT if it goes to $100, which is 9% away from current price. Let's just say $105. Then you enter your quantity. So I want to buy 1 share of VT, and you can see the amount that you will have to pay is $105. The session here, you can either choose, only execute this trade during regular trading hours, or you can choose regular trading hours plus pre and post market. I like to choose plus pre and post market as well, but I only recommend doing this if you have a limit order set instead of a market order. If you have a market order, then you should be choosing only regular trading hours. Time enforced is how long you want this order to be placed. Day means that if the order doesn't get filled within the same day, then it will get cancelled. So usually I like to set it as GTC, which is good till cancel. If you are a trader instead of investor, you can also put attached orders, so you can set your TP levels as well as your stop loss. But if you're an investor, you don't really need this, I guess, unless you want to set a stop loss, at a certain price. Let's say if it drops to $100 you want to sell, you can also put that. So let's say stop loss order $100. If the price of VT goes there, they'll automatically sell it for a loss of $5. Once you're done, you can just click buy like any other stocks, and you can see here there's a margin reminder. So they're telling me that, I don't have enough US dollars to buy because all of my money in my Moomoo account is in Malaysian ringgit. This is not a problem because they said, they will exchange our currency from ringgit to USD to execute this order. But we can also preemptively change from Malaysian ringgit to USD if you want. I'll show you guys how you can do that later. But anyway, I'm just going to click continue here. And then you see all the details. So just make sure everything's correct. Yes, we're buying VT, $105. We're buying 1. And then we just got to click confirm. And then done. So you can see here at the bottom of my orders, ignore these orders down here because these are just active orders that I have for other ETFs. But you can see it right here, $105 for VT, 1. So this is how you know that your order is placed and it's good to go. As soon as the US stock market open, and if the price of VT goes to $105, it will execute the trade and then I will own VT. But since it's just a demo, I'm going to cancel this order. So how do you know your trade history? You can also see it here. So this is the history of all the orders that I've placed. Basically, you can see a lot of them are submitted, some of them have been cancelled, and then some of them have been filled. So I did try buying some Malaysian stocks as well. So I bought Kenanga as well as I think Sime Darby. Yep, Sime Darby down here. So you can see, you can use this same app for both Malaysian and US stocks as well. Right now, I've only invested in Malaysian stocks because I'm waiting for the US stock market to go down a bit. But once you've bought these shares, you can go all the way back, just click accounts, and you can see, whoops, let me just select the account, Moomoo My, and you can see here, right, these are the shares that I currently own. Like I said, I bought some Sime Darby and Kenanga just to test out buying Malaysian stocks, and you can also see that I get my free 1 Apple share. This is the promotion that was running as of the time that I'm recording this video. I deposited 8,000 ringgit and I got this. So this one I think is waiting for it to unfreeze. After 30 days, I will be getting this 1 Apple share deposited into my account. Alright, so I've showed you guys the basics of how you can buy and sell stocks. If you wanted to sell, I didn't show that, but you just have to reverse the whole thing. Just do everything the same, except click sell. But let me show you guys how you can also use this app to do a bit of research before you decide to invest. So, first of all, let's search for stock. To show you guys this example, I'm going to be using Maybank because I think it's a good example to go through, and it's a pretty popular Malaysian company. So, this is the Maybank page, right? We've searched for Maybank and we're here now. First of all, what we see is the chart. This is pretty standard. I think most people will see or have seen this before. So you can use this chart if you want to. It's actually pretty good. But more importantly, let's start scrolling down. So a lot of this information, I have seen it from other brokers for US stocks, but this is the first time that I'm seeing it for Malaysian stocks, at least with this amount of detail. So the first thing you can see here is the market position overview. So because Maybank has been doing so well recently, 99% of investors are in the money right now, meaning 99% of people who have invested in Maybank are actually in a profit. So that is a pretty good thing to know. And then there's also trade overview. So this trade overview will show you, over the last 1 day, I think, I'm not sure what the time period is for this, but over the last 1 day, you can see how much inflow and outflow of Maybank there is. And then you can see how big these orders are as well. So you can see in terms of outflow, right, there's a lot of small shareholders selling, whereas in terms of inflow, there's a lot of large shareholders buying. So XL and L, a lot of large shareholders that are buying, whereas there's no like XL sellers right here. So this shows to us, for example, that there are a lot of big buyers coming in, but maybe there's a lot of retail traders who are selling out of Maybank, right? And you can also see this indicator sentiment. So this is pretty cool. This is based purely on technical analysis, and you can see here that based on this indicator, they are saying that Maybank is in a bearish mode right now. Like I said, again, it's based on technical indicators and there is a warning signal. So if you just click into here, you can see that these are all, RSI, CCI, all this stuff. If you are a technical trader, you would know this, but even if you're not, I think this is pretty cool to see. But I guess this is just showing a warning because Maybank has gone up so much since the start of the year. You can see at the start of the year, it started at around less than 9 ringgit and now it's around 9 ringgit 90 cents. So 10% move since the start of the year. It is a pretty big move, which is probably why this indicator is showing a warning. But I would say, it's nice to see, but I wouldn't base any of my trading or investing decisions just based on this alone. There are other things that you need to consider as well. Like I said, you can use, a combination of different factors and then come up with your own decision for yourself. Right, moving on for this. Next part is comments. So this is pretty cool, and I think it's only Moomoo has this in Malaysia, but there is a social element to this as well. So anyone who makes a post or comment about Maybank on this Moomoo app, you will see it here. So this is a cool part. I think anyone can post, even I can post. Yeah, I can. I've never done it before, but I can. And you can see stuff like this guy here, Ryu Gen Trades. He has a swing trade idea on Maybank. You can watch this video if you want to. And you can even see stuff like, for example, highlights of Malaysia's bank giants. This is by Moomoo themselves. You can see a comparison of all the big Malaysian banks like Maybank, Public Bank and CIMB, and then just do your comparison and see which one is suited for you. So you can see this comments part on any stocks, whether it's US or Malaysian stocks. Obviously, the more popular a stock is, the more comments there will be. And this is a pretty cool feature that, you can see what other people think about this company. Maybe there are some things that you missed out on, or, something new for you to learn. You can scroll through this part as well. And then there's a news part. This is pretty standard, I would say. So any news about Maybank that goes out, you can see it here, whether it's from The Edge, The Star, or even by Moomoo themselves. And you can also see any announcements. So for example, any new investments from EPF or Amanah Raya Trustees Berhad. You can also see all of this here because these huge funds, they are mandated to announce sort of whenever they make a new buy or sell. Finally, let's go on to the company. So this part is pretty interesting to me as well. You can get a lot of fundamental information here. So you can see Maybank in the last quarter, which is from October to December of 2023, their revenue was 17 billion ringgit and their income was 2.5 billion ringgit, which is quite a lot. And you can see what analysts think about this company as well. So most analysts seem to be sort of on the fence on Maybank right now. They have a hold rating, and then there's some strong buy, some buy, and then some underperform. Again, this is just nice to see, but I would say don't think that just because these guys are analysts working at big pens, they are correct. Some of the times they can be wrong, so don't just base your buy and sell decisions based on what they think. Now, moving on to the really cool part. So this one I've seen for US stocks, but I've never seen for Malaysian stocks. This is the revenue breakdown. So from 2022, of all of Maybank's revenue, we can see that 47% came from the Group Community Financial, 29% came from Group Global Banking, and 26% came from Group Insurance. This is very, very cool for us to see, to understand where Maybank is getting their revenue from. And you can even see by clicking market up here to see which countries are they getting their revenue from. So obviously, Maybank, Malaysian company, 74% of the revenue comes from Malaysia, but I didn't know that 20% comes from Singapore. So this is helpful, for example, if let's say you as an individual, you don't think that Singapore will be doing very well this year, you think they'll go into a recession, and since Maybank has 20% of the revenue coming from Singapore, you think that because Singapore won't do well, Maybank will probably suffer as well. So this is how we can use this kind of information. And then you can get all the standard stuff like financial estimates. So these are what analysts think Maybank will do over the next 2 quarters. They think first quarter of this year, 6.9 billion ringgit revenue. Second quarter of this year, 7 billion ringgit in revenue. So you can see what they expect and then what Maybank actually delivers. Then there's also all the standard financial indicators. There's the income statement where you can see the last few quarters, revenue, profit, net income, stuff like that. Balance sheet, cash flows, all of this stuff are pretty standard. The next thing you can see are the shareholders. So you can see the largest shareholders of Maybank right now. PNB is the largest one. They own 30% of Maybank. So this is Amanah Saham basically. If you guys invest in ASB, then PNB is the fund holder and they do invest a big portion into Maybank. EPF also, obviously big investor, 11%. And you can see all of the shareholder activity here. So you can see recently PNB, ASB, they decided to sell 1.6 billion shares of Maybank, whereas EPF sold it on the 4th of March, 104 million shares. So this is all, again, really good information that we can see what the institutions are doing. Something's wrong though, because I did buy Maybank shares recently and I don't see my name here. So maybe this is a bug on the Moomoo app, I'm pretty sure my name should be here. Not sure why it's not. And then finally on this page as well, you can see, institutions. How much do institutions hold of Maybank? So of all of the shares of Maybank, 61% is owned by institutions. Again, some people use this as a good signal. They want their stocks to be really largely owned by institutions because institutions usually they buy and hold for the long term. And then you can see also dividends. Maybank is one of the best dividend stocks. I recently did a video about the top dividend stocks in Malaysia, and obviously Maybank was number 1 on that list. So this is pretty much the information that you can see on the specific stock. You can see this for almost, I think, all stocks in Malaysia and the US. Maybe some smaller companies you won't get this much information, but it is very handy for us investors to get this information. There's also a lot of other things that we can find out. So you can see the markets here. You can get an overview of how the stock markets are doing. Indexes, commodities, forex, bonds, all those stuff, even crypto. We can't trade crypto on Moomoo, but we can buy the Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, if we wanted to. It's listed in the US. If you click into this, the US, there's a lot of interesting information as well. So you can see the heat map, for example, which sectors did well on the last trading day. And as of this time I'm recording this video, actually on Friday, semiconductors finally had a big down day. So you can see semiconductor companies are down 4.5%. You click into that, you can even see the companies within it. So Nvidia was down 5.5%, TSM was down 1.9%, etc, etc. So yeah, a lot of good information here. I won't go through all of it because there is quite a bit, so you guys can go through this in your own time. But what I wanted to show you guys is how you can deposit your money, because obviously this is important. If you can't deposit, then you can't invest in Moomoo. So you just click back onto your accounts page, and then there's this universal account. So you see the second one here, universal account. You want to click into that, and then you want to click into transfers, and then here you can deposit. So just click onto deposit, and then they'll give you some instructions on how you can make a Malaysian ringgit bank transfer. So just choose the account number, beneficiary bank, and make a standard transfer from whichever bank you're using. Make sure it's your own bank account. And then don't forget to put in this note. This note is basically your Moomoo ID. If you don't put it in, then it might be hard for them to track your deposit and it might take a longer time. So make sure you put this as your reference, your Moomoo account ID. Then you can see your transfer records. I've deposited some money, 8,000 ringgit. I haven't made any withdrawals yet, but there shouldn't be any issues. I have tried it before on a different Moomoo account and it works very, very well. Like I said, you can also make a currency exchange. So you can convert your Malaysian ringgit to USD. And you can see the rate that they're offering right now is 4.7 ringgit for 1 USD. Let me just do a quick Google check to see how much Google is showing. So Google is showing 4.68 ringgit for 1 USD. The Moomoo app is showing 4.71. So Moomoo, it's a bit more expensive. 3 cents, 4 ringgit 70 cents. It's less than 1% basically that they're charging on this, which I think is not very bad. So if you're someone who you think the Malaysian ringgit is going to do very bad, it's going to go 1 USD, 5 ringgit or 6 ringgit, then you can convert your currency right now. So you can put like exchange all, and then you can get your USD, and then you can just settle, hold USD, don't hold Malaysian ringgit. But for me, I don't mind holding Malaysian ringgit. I'll just keep holding it, and then whenever I want to buy something in USD, like I showed you guys earlier, they will make an automatic currency conversion, so that's not really a big problem for me. So that's how you can use the Moomoo app to invest in both Malaysian and US stocks. I would say, these features are really cool. Some of them are a bit unnecessary, I would say, but I guess, it's really nice to have all of this information packed into one single app where we can do our research as well as invest our money. Depending on your trading or investment style, ignore some of them and make use of some of them. It's completely up to you. The only thing that I would say I don't really like about the user experience of Moomoo is that right now, if you want to use it, you have to use it either via the mobile app or the desktop app, meaning you have to download a separate app on your computer. So personally, I do like using a web browser. That is my preferred way of investing in stocks. But Moomoo doesn't allow that right now. So I can't log into Moomoo just using Google Chrome. I can use my laptop, but I'll have to download the Moomoo app. So it's a small thing. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. It's just kind of annoying for someone like me. So personally, you guys can see that I've deposited quite a bit of cash into Moomoo. Honestly, I'm even thinking of transferring some of my investments from other brokers into this one just because it's regulated in Malaysia. The fees are low and the user experience is really, really good. So yeah, I might move some of my US and Malaysian stock portfolio to this account. I'll just try to add it over the next few days because some of you guys might know, but the US stock market has just been on a crazy bull run. There's no pullback, so I am waiting for some pullbacks to make some investments. So yeah, if you guys, after watching this video, you think Moomoo is a great platform to use, and if you guys want to invest in both Malaysian and US stocks, then you can use my link. I'll leave it down below. Right now, as of the time I'm recording this video, you will get a free share as well as some, 100 ringgit cash coupon, I think, depending on how much money you deposit. But like I said, these rewards, they will change over time, so I will update it in the description as well. Thanks for watching this video to the end, guys. Give us a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.